Alright, well, that was upsetting. I'm sorry, guys. That has not happened before when I've streamed. So that's kind of frustrating. I'm not sure how much y'all saw of that, but basically my entire graphics card and everything shit the bed for a hot minute there. So that's really upsetting. I'm gonna go ahead and run this ad, I guess, and then we'll give this another shot and hope that my computer doesn't fry itself. I suppose I might as well get started catching up on where I was before the game crashed. And my computer crashed. What I was trying to say, or what I did say during the previous stream, was that Scooby-Doo means a lot to me. We didn't have channels growing up, so my aunt would just tape stuff off a boomerang and send it to us. And Scooby-Doo was one of the first cartoons I got a chance to see a lot of at that age. Thanks for putting up with the ad again. I, again, don't really know what happened there. But, this is a cute jury-rigged sandbox. Yes, so this is the first level of the Scooby-Doo DLC. Oh, I just... Give me a sec. I should go back and reread the email, at least. So let's reread the email that sent this, right? Return to my childhood home. Hello, Miss PC. I need you to renovate a seaside property that has stood abandoned for 20 years. Once you deal with the branches outside, you'll see what has to be done. Most importantly, fixing the floors and ceilings, refurnishing and getting rid of an old junk rather. Please let me know if you find anything of value. The fishing gear can go. I don't feel like I can sort through it myself. It holds too many memories. It was my father's house, and we lived there before moving when his fishing business became successful. But when he got lost at sea, my mother and I couldn't even stay at Peanut Cove anymore. However, it is a popular tourist destination now, meaning this house is a good investment. It'd make for a lovely rental, don't you think? Oh, the mystery machine. Hi, Velma. Okay, so I didn't get a chance to look at all the spooky trees, but this whole front yard was full of spooky trees and such. Just getting rid of the stuffs, because it looks like this balcony up here partially collapsed, so that's what all that debris is from. It's kind of nice to see that, actually, to see a reason for the debris, because that's not always something this game does. It just has crap without a source, but I think they're getting better about that as developers. Okay, well, let's start at the front. Alright, so that's all of the... This kind of twilight is interesting. Let's see. Oh, there you are. What it seems to be doing is dividing each wall of the house outside into its own space. Okay, wait. No, Shara, you said you would do stuff outside before going inside. Stick to our word, shall we? Oh, I love being able to grab trash through the wall. And this is our buddy Tom's card. It looks like he just shoved it under the door. Well, let's clean, shall we? And all, okay, so that's... Alright. I'm not gonna put any of this down yet, because I want to, again, finish doing everything first. Let's see. Do-do-do-do-do. There we go. Alright. And then... I think these are supposed to be for the outside wall of the house, and I think I know okay. Oh, that's not bad, I guess. What's the alternative? No, I did that one. Oh. I'm not sure which of these I prefer as the siding. I kind of wish I could get something more like this. I think it looks nicer, even though it's kind of decrepit. I think having a rustic thing would be nicer. But then again, I think the rest of these, yeah, and it would, more rustic thing would match some of these other ones. I think I'll just do the horizontal one. Anyway, that's Shara, that's not what you're here to do right this second. You're gonna clean first, remember? The ADD is really present right now. Okay. We'll clean the outside, and then we'll fix the outside, and then we will do the inside. Okay, what else? Okay, that's everything. Well, let me just go ahead and, boop. We'll deal with you later. I don't know if y'all can hear the Scooby-Doo opening theme song coming from inside the building. If this house has been abandoned for 20 years, how does it still have electricity? Madam, is there something you're not telling me about this house? Oh, there you are. Well, there's one of you. Where is the other bit of dirt that I'm missing? No, you're a different section. You don't qualify. Alright, Scooby-Doo, keep your mysteries. Hey Shara, did you forget that you had a flashlight? Yes. Oh, boop. There we go. Where? Okay, there we are. Okay. Ah, yes, we should probably fix you, shouldn't we? No, we're not gonna... Okay. Alright, well at least that's built now. That's the extent of what we're gonna be doing for now, though. Alright. Herein lies my question. Where the heckity is this last stain? Is it somewhere around here? Okay, it's somewhere on this wall, and it's not counting the stuff up there, because that is counted as a different space. I guess I'll just aggressively scrub everything until I find it. I'm not sure what other choice I have. Well, I don't know what else I'm supposed to do here. I don't see... There is not a single thing that looks like a stain that's on this wall. Oh, I guess that stain's just not going to get cleaned. Is this the side one? I guess we'll use that one. Man. Everything that just happened with my stream has thrown me so completely off my game now. Oh well. Suck it up, Buttercup. Oh?
Hello there. I heard that you're working on Gerard Reed's house now, right? I'm jealous. I've always wanted to check it out after all these years and see if the ghost is still there.
Heard from who? Heard from whom? You want to check out this house? A ghost?
The ghost of Gerard Reed's, Leonor's father. Or maybe it was supposed to be the ghost of Barnacle Bob? You know, there was this legend about a vengeful lobster fisherman, and it was revived after Gerard Reed's went missing at sea. It's one of those mysteries that never really got solved.
Oh, I love a good mystery. I don't believe in ghosts. Are you trying to scare me? I love a good mystery.
Me too, my friend. Remember that summer we got really into mystery novels? You swore you'd become a detective when you grew up. Well, I suppose you didn't end up too far off. Just fighting grime instead of fighting crime. Alright, you have work to do. One last thing. Are you going to the fish festival tomorrow? I heard that some very special guests are coming to town. Hope you get to meet them, and that you don't find any trouble in the meantime. Just got ghost. Oh, are you losing signal? Remember that.
Sir. Sir. That's not at all concerning. Okay. Oops, I keep hitting the wrong button. Okay. Is this the correct one? Yes. Okay. It doesn't surprise me that we're not seeing, like, Scooby in the game, because, like, this game really doesn't have human models. The series never really has thus far. And by series, I mean the first game. It is kind of fun, though. And I enjoyed the music, and the vibes so far are pretty nice. Okay, so there's that. Oh, did I? Okay, but which of these woods goes on the floor and which of them goes on the... Because I feel like one of these is for the... Okay, that's the wrong one, because the grain is going the wrong way. So I assume that means the other wood one is for the balcony. Yay, detective work. There we go. Ah, critter muffins. Well, now I need to fix that. Y'all know how neurotic I am about making sure all the colors and stuff match. Okay. I think that's all the wood I need, but now I need... not you. The other one. I still think that, I mean, horizontal panels, yes. But I think this is the wrong color. I think this would look quite a lot nicer with a nice blue or just a cleaner version of the green. I think white is just boring. But then again, modern people really seem to like white is a very modern take, and it sounds like this daughter is trying to turn this into a rental house. So therefore probably very much going with modern sensibilities. It's not that it looks bad, I just kind of like this rustic appearance more. But each to their own. Hey Frost, I'm doing well. How are you? Happy Halloween. I hope your night's going well. We're here with some the Scooby-Doo DLC for this game. Okay. Then, okay. So we have fixed the outside of this spooky place. And, sorry, give me a second. I gotta shut down a thing I don't want running on my computer now that I restarted it. And there we go. Oh, excuse me. Are you too close to the wall? Excuse me? Oh, okay. Here, have an outdoor trash bin, I guess. I guess the other one just doesn't work anymore. Doing fine, got done taking my niece out on her first trick-or-treating, and I'm playing Luigi's Mansion 1 to pass the night. How's your day in Halloween been? It's actually been pretty good. Work has been hectic, but today was nice because it was the first day they haven't had me on phone calls all week. So it was honestly really nice just to be able to do my primary responsibility, which is emails, which is preferable to talking to folks on the phone. So I actually have a little bit more energy than I normally would. Now, I say that, but my computer kind of had let's just say a little bit of a glitch fest. And I actually started the stream before 9, but my game and computer crashed. So I had to sort of restart, but that's alright. Not the end of the world. I actually don't know where best to put this. Because you want it reasonably close, but not... Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what the cause of it was. Maybe my computer was just overdue for a restart. And playing a game like this was just too much for it. Again, I cannot find this last piece of dirt, so I guess it's just gonna go uncleaned. I'm not... Okay, let me... Oh, so I can't delete you, but you don't work, so I can't use you. Gotta love that. Is it better to have you here? Is that in the way? None of the houses around us have stuff right near the front door. I'm wondering if I shouldn't. What if I put them... Yeah, so I think this first one isn't super Scooby-Doo-ish, but so we're we were sent here. This house belongs to a gal, and I think this has to do a little bit with that. You know, the fisherman's ghost? I think that's what they're going for here. Because if we go into the house, because I've just been cleaning the outside so far, we've got this stuff in the green. So, and like, you know how the fisherman's ghost was like a glowing green thing? I think this is related to that. And then, my favorite thing so far... A chunk of the opening theme song is playing on this little thingy. I don't know why the screen ain't working. It was earlier. Okay, the game is glitching out a little bit, I think. But earlier when I was playing this, it was actually showing the whole opening cutscene without issue of Scooby-Doo. I don't know why it's stuck on that frame right now, but it wasn't doing that before. This game is not working very well with my computer today. I'm a little disappointed. But then again, I guess what's a stream without scuff? You actually should maybe go over here to be more... Yeah, over here maybe a little bit more. So it's not very Scooby-Doo heavy yet, but you've got that and it's cute. And hopefully there'll be more stuff down the line. Let's see. But yeah, I love Scooby-Doo. It was one of my first cartoons as a small, and it actually means a lot to me. I love everything to do with Scooby-Doo, including the live actions. They're awful, but I still kind of love them. Let's see. I guess I can put them here. I got an antivirus pop up, but now I can't see anything. This is like I don't think this is my day, but I'm still gonna keep going because it's Halloween and good enough. Okay. There, alright. Now, I'm not really sure where to put these, given that we've already got one there, but let's see. Yeah, I truly do love Scooby-Doo. I love, like, I won't say that everything they've ever done, it works well, but I'm so incredibly fond of it. I mean, I guess? Have fun, I suppose. Yeah, I guess part of the problem with having a franchise that is so old is that it is gonna be all over the place. Looks like they tried to jury rig a floor. I think one of the things that I remember distinctly, because I didn't know whether or not it was real, do you remember the Blair Witch Project parody they did with Scooby-Doo back in the day? Here, I'll give a quick tour of the house. Just a regular little bathroom. I don't know what that is speckled all on there. You've got this living room with the Scoobert-Doo. And then in here, I remember there was just like... Okay, never mind. Then upstairs... I mean, it's a cute little house, and I do think it's gonna make a nice little rental for the person. Now, the daughter and her father used to live here, so this was obviously her room. And then the father's room. And he's got the time machine and Anna Karina up here. So interesting. But let's go downstairs up, shall we? And let's weird, like, ectoplasm. I don't think it will ever stop being funny to me that in the main series of Scooby-Doo, there are no ghosts, but in the movies specifically, anything goes. Like, you've got, I think one of the first movies was the Zombie Island movie, where zombies are real, witchcraft is real, and all of that. Then you've got heckin' ooh, this is a nice warm color. Then you've got the Alien movie that I loved so much as a kid, where like Shaggy and Scooby start dating some folks. They're in the middle of the desert with the rest of the gang to investigate a mystery, and there's like alien stuff, and like it's all real. Like the witch's ghost, they think it's and it is in part a fake, but then it turns real. Because that's, the movie with the Hex Girls, the one that everybody loves. I just think it's deeply funny. The whole series is about them proving stuff that's fake. And then they get to deal with real stuff. Then they did a sequel that retconned the zombies and demons from the first movie, since they did some weird mayonnaise going concerning real monsters in Scooby-Doo. This doesn't surprise me. But then again, like, you weren't wrong in saying that the direction is all over the place. And I think it's because, like, some directors and people who have authority over the series at certain points are like, no, there should be some real spooks. And that's part of why, like, a lot of the movies from the early 2000s and the 90s do have real monsters. Meanwhile, it's just interesting to me. They really do an interesting job of how they handle this stuff. Okay, so sell stuff and things. I'm not sure how much of this is going to be directly related to Scooby-Doo and how much of it is just like a homage. Okay, so we've got this again. If it's just like regular, if it is like just regular like house slipper levels with like only a little bit of stuff that hints at Scooby-Doo, I'm gonna be a little bit bummed. Okay, what goes in here? Oh, it's just... But then again, I am already enjoying myself, so... Because Scooby-Doo. I have a difficult time not enjoying myself with most things that are Scooby related. Although I will say, I did watch the second series, so I watched recently, I went through and I watched the original Scooby-Doo on Tubi TV. And then I watched the sequel series. And that's the one with Scooby-Dum. Boy, they sure made some choices back then. And that's not even going into the stuff with... I haven't even gotten to rewatching the stuff with Scrappy. But hoo boy. I actually really don't want to... interesting. Dried herbs. It feels like they don't know what exactly makes Scooby so appealing, kind of like with Sonic. Like, everyone has their own interpretation of what makes this series what it is, which leads to a lot of inconsistency. I do rather genuinely think that this is a downfall of almost any series that is this long living, or long lasting. For example, Batman. Batman runs into the same problem. Or... like Superman and whatnot. Like, everybody's got their own take, and they want to do it their own way, and that just results in it being kind of... I think the only word I can use for it is messy. inconsistent, yes, but also like really messy. It's like nobody really knows what direction they want to go in. So, much as I do enjoy Scooby-Doo, it's messy and inconsistent. Do you have a favorite of the series? I'm slowly going through and rewatching them. Some of them are difficult to find online for free, to be honest. Um, I really appreciate the OG, though some stuff is very dated and, like, to be frank, low-key racist at this point. Like, whoo boy, the Swami stuff, I don't even want to use the word, the gypsy stuff. Because people didn't realize that the word, and a lot of people still don't realize that gypsy is the phrase gypsy is a swear, or is a slur. And then, like, them using the same tribal mask regardless of where they go. Like, are you in Hawaii? Are you in Africa? It doesn't matter. We're gonna use the same, like, tribal mask for the villain of the week. Have fun. It is very much a product of its time, for better and for worse. And I think you can say that for every Scooby-Doo series. The originals, it's more egregious, but even the What's New Scooby-Doo from the early aughts, or was it the 90s and early aughts that one came out? My personal favorite to the original series and What's New Scooby-Doo, I feel like both those are definitive takes. I think you're right. I just really enjoy them. They're the comfort food for me of cartoons. If I can just have those on in the background, I really enjoy them. I took some time a couple months ago to just watch the What's New Scooby-Doo and the original series, and I really enjoyed myself. I'm gonna be real, I rather desperately wanted to be Velma growing up. Where? Oh, beneath your feet, dum-dum. I wanted to be the smart one. Okay. Well, we'll just might as well keep that for the floor because it's consistent, and then it looks like this is going to be the kitchen. So what's... Okay, that's a tile. So yeah, let's use that. I hadn't heard what they did with Velma, and I'm afraid to ask. I did hear that she was kind of a bitch in some of the newer series, and I'm like, okay, I kind of get why you would, because she's always had a bit of a sharp sarcasm to her at times, but like making her unlikable is not, I think, a good approach. And I'm kind of afraid to ask what else they did with her. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Nope, not you. It is something of a... I guess I'll, for now, stick with my comfort series, the old stuff, and approach the rest of it rather cautiously. The new stuff. I do want to watch the, I think it's Mystery Inc. Yeah, no, she was a total monster in that series. It says a lot that the series' best parts are when she got hurt. Oh, I hate that. Oh, I hate that a lot. What did they do to my girl? Oh no, this is not what I was supposed to do. I was supposed to get out. I mean, I guess I can just tile it up. I do like a good tile. See, I don't like that at all. Because that, I think, having a Having a jackass be Velma, I think goes against her character. Yes, she did have times where she was like kind of sharp and no nonsense, but at the same time, she and everybody else was pretty sweet natured. And obviously, I guess they want to add some conflict to it to make it more interesting. But like leaning into the stereotype of I'm assuming that just going off of what little I know of the newer stuff, I'm assuming that they had her be like a nerd that like sees herself as superior to everybody else because she's smarter with her intellect. Because if that's what they did, that's just so insulting. That would bother me quite a lot. It's like we already got that. We already have that stereotype. We don't need it in Scooby-Doo. Like at the end of season 1, had Fred's mom be a villain. She accidentally get killed by Shaggy, and instead of being sympathetic to Fred's mourning, she starts celebrating about how she was right, and starts twerking over Fred's mom's dead body. What the fuck? That sounds like a shitpost. Okay, I guess this is going on the list of Scooby-Doo stuff I am not watching. Absolutely not. No. Not okay with that at all. That is not Velma. Sorry, just full stop, that is not Velma. Velma cares about her friends. She can be a snarky little shit, but she deeply cares about her friends, and ignoring that part of her character to have her be a snarky asshole who, like, basically revels in her friend's pain? No. No, 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 no. Absolutely not. Make your own parody series if you're gonna do that shit. Don't have it be canon. There's so many different ways you can do Scooby-Doo and stuff, and on all the various characters, without turning them into, you know, crappy stereotypes or terrible characters. And that's just one example of her being a bitch. Jesus. Yeah, nah. Thank you for warning me. What was the name of this specific show, so I can write it down and avoid the hell out of it, because there's no way in hell I am watching this? So disrespectful of my Scooby-Doo. And my Velma. I love Velma. She's my favorite bean. Oh, I think I did hear about this. Yeah, nah. Like, this shouldn't be canon. I'm not considering it canon. This is just some weird parody series that everybody has a hard-on to make it grimdark. Thanks, that's it. It's not canon to my universe. Thanks, bye. There's just so many fun takes you can do. Like, I heard that the Mystery Incorporated one was good for all the characters, rather, that it was a little weird, but it was fun. See, look at this. Because goodness, I actually really need to watch the original series again, but wasn't the whole thing with the reason the dude was glowing was because of, like, the glowing... What else do I need to sell? Okay. Paint or whatnot. What else do I need to sell? Oh. What are these? Oh, they're, thingamajiggies. The thingies you use to lure. Lures, that's what they're called. Oh? The feet are pointing this way. That's an interesting, thing. Okay. Excuse me? Hey! Okay, so this is like the stuff for the hoax. Like the film projector and whatnot. I didn't mind Mystery Incorporated, but I feel like it got way too dark. That's something to bear in mind. Can I not crouch? Can I crouch at all? What are the controls? Can I crouch? Okay. Okay, so there's nothing else to this. 1996. Well, I assume it says that for a reason, and we'll find out that reason in a little bit. Okay, we've still got some stains. Oh, there they are. Okay, and then... Well, we already did the rest of the floor on this floor with this, so might as well finish it out. This is cute, though. I do kind of like the hidden... It's very... I will say that the hidden stuff is very Scooby-Doo. I wonder if they'll do a smaller version of that manor with the haunted uncle that he pretends to get turned into dust because he's so old. Okay, and then... I do like that they're not having us paint over all of the wood. I grew up in a trailer in the middle of the woods that was equal parts wood, well, it was mostly wood paneling. And then it had some white accent walls. So like this is very... And given that that trailer was probably at least 20 or 30 years old by the time we moved in, that was pretty 70s, 60s, 70s. Now, question, what is this? What does this say? Children from the Swinging Hills. I think that book is the secret button. Okay, well now that the first floor is clean... Oh, well, give me a sec. If we're gonna do it... Oh, crap. That's not actually what I meant to do. I meant to just do it up until that, but... There. Well, I suppose the bathroom's as good a place to start as any. Oh. As good a place to fall as any. We'll build our altar here. I guess. There's really no other spot. This is something... It's a pretty narrow bathroom, so there's really no other spot. Trash bin. I guess it... Oh! Well, it fits under, I guess. That works. Okay. You go outside. Okay. Alright, so this is gonna be a little bedroom. Alrighty. Oh, this is very 70s, so look at this. Oh, that's fun. Okay, what makes sense? Because I personally would not want my bed right near the door. And this... I don't know if that leaves you a ton of room to walk, so... I mean, I guess that's good. And then it looks like there's a desk. Yeah, I mean, I guess this is as good as we're gonna get. Oh, I like that it's blue. Ooh, where should I put... Oh, where does... Okay. I don't want to make it... I don't want that to clip, so I guess we'll just have it be as close as I can get without clipping. I do love these colors. They're very fun. I think this should be closer to the bed, though. Yeah! Progress is being made. Let's see, the decorations. It seems like throughout the house these garlands were close to doors, so I might as well put that there. 2 of these? I guess? I suppose we can just put these on... Actually, why don't we... What if I put you over here? Because, and then, oh, I don't know. I kind of want for the sake of contrast, because white on white walls does not really stick out. Ceiling lamp. Table lamp. And desk lamp. Okay, how does this... Yeah, that's reasonable. Shoe bench, coat rack, mirror. Well, umbrella stand and coat stand I know usually go right next to the door. So this looks like a good spot. And then shoe benches are also supposed to go next to the door. But also wardrobe. You're kind of big, aren't you, wardrobe? I suppose I could put the mirror here. Oh, I don't like how that looks. What about here? This is very 70s. The shape of this thing. I guess the coat rack could go here. I don't like how this looks. The flow is weird. But I also don't want... I can't have that here because that will block the door. Should this go here? I mean, I guess this is as good as it's gonna get. Okay. So, whenever I see a strip like that, that means that the rear... Ooh, blue. I like this blue. With the orange and the white. What I was trying to say before I got distracted, like the gremlin I am, is that usually when we see a strip like this, the game is telling us to put the kitchen counters here. Well, that's a hanging one. Is there another? There's gotta be, yes, dishwasher. And fridge. Okay, and then... Oop. I should put these up while I'm thinking about it, because if I put any furniture down, it is going to be a problem if I don't plan for these. And then this was over here before, so I get the feeling that it wants me to... Oops. I don't know that I like that. I think I do want to make it a little bit wider, but not that crazy. Okay, I mean, I guess that works. It's not perfect, but... Actually, nah, let's just do it regular. Can I still go through the door? No, okay. I'm sorry for getting so fussy with this. I'm trying to figure out the best way to make this work. What if I just scooch it? Okay. I think this is as good as we're gonna get with that. Now, what other furniture? Well, let's finish the kitchen area first, Shara. How about we do that first? Oh, that's not gonna work. Okay, you go here. Switch spots. Okay. I can make this work. I think one of the wider ones needs to go here. And then... Is that more like it? Okay, yes, I think this works a tiny bit better. Sometimes I forget that a lot of other countries don't just have regular ovens, and they're like separated like this. And it's a good idea. It's just not something we see a lot in the US. We could probably move this out a tiny bit more. Question of the day: what would be reasonable and comfortable for the people who are going to be renting this place out? There. Can we scoot you in? Yes. Alright, well that's the kitchen-y bit. Knowing this game as I do, this is probably going to want to go over here. Oh yeah, good thing I did put it over here, because there's really not enough room elsewhere. Now here lies my question. Yeah, I guess that works. Okay, so we're gonna want this to... What other furniture do we have? Oh. I'm genuinely a little sad I didn't go to the Scooby-Doo. Oh well. Oh. Why don't you go here? Yeah! And then... Okay, so it did have another light. Yeah, this should definitely go over here. Do we have a reasonable... Yeah, that's good. I was sitting here like, is there a reasonable amount of light? The answer is yes. Yeah, I mean... Here, why don't I just... You know, I kind of forgot how much uneven stuff like that was uneven, like... The modern aesthetic is stuff that's very square. The 70s style was very much a rejection of that, I believe, which is why you had all of the stuff that was wiggly shapes and whatnot. And, I think I personally prefer the modern style more, but I also really do enjoy these uneven shapes and whatnot, so... It's neat. Should I just put you here? Ooh, LED strip. This I think would be good here. Yeah! And then 4 lamp. Sorry for going quiet, my niece was asking for a snack. No worries, hon. Do what you gotta do. If you've got a small... Okay, my computer froze for a second there and I got scared. Because, you weren't here for this, but at the very start of my stream, I actually had to stop and restart stream because my game kind of to not to put too fine a point on it, it shat the bed. My computer just kind of like stopped functioning for a little bit there, so I had to stop and restart the stream. So, where should I put you? Your shape makes this difficult, sir. Is there a way to... Oh, I don't know where to put you, honestly. What if I scooched everything... What if I scooched everything over a tiny bit? I don't want to do that, though, because it's, like, nicely kind of square-ish there. But what if I put you here instead? And you here. I mean, personally, I would knock into that and knock it over myself if I were physically here. But, I'm not, so alright. Not perfect, but pretty good. So I believe that's the whole first floor taken care of. Let's clean this corridor before we go into any of the rooms. Where else is dirty? Oh, hello. Oh, there's a door. Okay. I guess we'll look for that then. Ooh, there's wallpaper. And paint. So there was a thing downstairs, the 1996 thing. And now... Okay. I think those gotta be related. If you're okay with me asking, Frost, what did your niece dress up as this year? You said this was her first trick-or-treating? Ooh, I like this. This is a nice little subtle wallpaper. It's definitely giving me the 70s vibes, though. No, I cannot finish the job now. I have a mystery to solve. Okay. I'm gonna need another container or another package of this, I think. This is not gonna last me the rest of this wall. Unless it did! Yay! Actually, that feels good. What? Oh, just a couple mirrors. I mean, this would be useful here, I think. For folks to, like, look at before they leave. The rest of these, I don't know. Let's just use them as wall decoration. Niece is trying to take my tablet so she can see what you're doing. Aw, the little bean. What she needs to be doing is... It is pretty late, little bean. You're not gonna feel good if you don't go to sleeps. Why is it Orpal? Or not Orpal, it's green. There's a lot of weird green going on in this house. After a night of excitement, it's definitely time for Smalls to go to sleeps. I don't know that a little would be too interested in watching a gal clean anyway. Ooh. Ooh, I like this. It's nice and simple. my mom still has pictures of it back home. Some of my first Halloween. I know my brother at one point went as the Red Ranger. I don't think I ever went as the, because we had such a giant family. A lot of the costumes got reused among the different families, so there's like 6 of us who at various points in time wore the same little lion outfit. And there's an outfit, there's a picture of me somewhere as a teeny little biddy with a clown, as a clown. She's 3, her interests change on a whim. You know that's so valid. I love littles. I can't have one myself. I really would not do well as an actual mother, but I am charmed by them. Yeah, there's a reason I'm never having smalls, though. Okay, yeah, this should... Should it go against this wall? Yeah, I think so. Can I scooch this over at all? No. But can the door still open and close? Yes. Okay. And then, is there a desk? No, but there's a chair. If I just... It's because, like, here's the thing. When the devs made some of these levels, they had an idea in mind. And it's sort of up to us to figure out what their idea was. Personally, wouldn't mind having one of my own, because I barely support myself. Yeah, same. I'm also, to be frank, getting towards the end of childbearing age, so, like, my time is basically up. So I think I pretty much decided that's a no for me, dog. If I can't support myself, I refuse to have a small. Oh, this ad is about to start, so I'm gonna continue cleaning, though. You're not gonna miss a ton, to be frank. So I'm just gonna continue cleaning and stuff, and I'll see you in 3 minutes once the ad properly starts. I'll have to start at any second here. I say that. Watch it, like, not pop off for, like, longer than usual just to spite me. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. So it's acting like it doesn't want me to do the hallway. I'm gonna do the hallway. I want this to be as seamless as possible. There. Oh, there we go. In the meantime, I'll just try and get this kid to sleep. Good luck with that, Frost. A 3-year-old who's potentially hopped up on candy, but more likely just hopped up on getting to stay up later than usual. Hoo boy! That energy could power a small sun. Alright. I don't think I want to do the bed that way, because it just barely sort of gets in the way of the door. I don't think I want any furniture along this wall, because it's a straight shot to... If I put this... I mean, it's kind of narrow, but I think this fits best there. Yeah, that's good. Ceiling lamp. I think I just remembered. I'm pretty sure one of my nieces is now 15 or 16, maybe even 17 by this point. And the other niece just had her first child. Mind you, she's barely 18, so like ugh, I don't like the fact that she had a kid already. She never got a chance to go to college. She never got a chance to do, like, anything. So, like, is that... No, that's judgy of me. I shouldn't say that. I just really feel like folks should take a couple of years before they have kids to sort of figure out who they are as people before they're, you know, I don't want to even say settle down with kids because, like, you know, kids are great, but I think people should be allowed to be people for a while before having to be parents. But I guess that's my own opinion on the matter, and I respect other people's opinions. My buddy had her kids in her early 20s, and I'm just like, she never really got a chance to, like, do a lot. And, like, now she's kind of bitter about it. And I think that's part of why I didn't have kids myself, or that I don't plan on having smalls, because I refuse to have kids when I know that having them would restrict my own freedom and I might grow to eventually resent them. I absolutely refuse to let that happen. That's part of why I didn't go into teaching. I refuse to give anything less than like 110% where children are concerned. And if I know that I can't do that, then it's not the correct job for me, and I'm not going to do it. And that's it, that's all. There we go. Yeah, guys, oh, critter muffins. Didn't mean to put that out into the hallway. Boop. There we go. Okay, yes, there is another ceiling lamp. I'm gonna put it here, I guess. It's not very bright. Should I... Let's maybe put it more this way so the light is better distributed. Luxurious. I probably could have waited on those. Where was the toilet? The toilet was here, right? Or was the sink here? This is definitely a more spacious bathroom than downstairs, so we have some wiggle room. Okay. We do not leave the light on when we are not in a building, or not in a room. That's just rude. Well, she's in bed, but she's mumbling quietly instead of snoring. She'll snooze sooner or later, though. That's such a kid thing. Daydreaming about, or just chattering, like, just a little bean chattering to themselves. Man, I sleepwalked and sleep-talked near constantly as a kid. I drove my parents nuts. There was a time period where my dad had to sleep in the living room, just in case I just walked out the front door. There's more than one time where he caught me walking out the front door. Oh. Alright. Overhead light. Jeepers, this guy's big. Now that's 70s to me. Kind of bulky things. There was a... Oh! Will this work? It did! That's a key. Okay, well, let's finish this room before we do anything else. Did I not? Did I? I didn't mean to. Oh, never mind. Yes, I did. Okay. I don't miss being a kid. My families were and still are very 70s in their way of discipline. Yeah, a lot of that stuff is. I don't miss being a kid. I will say that. There was a lot of stuff going on in our household that wasn't great for Smalls. And I do not miss it. I do not miss having to tolerate it. Those of us who grew up in the 90s and late 80s, a really impressive amount of our lives were influenced by the 70s and 80s and even 60s in ways that I don't think we appreciated until we were adults. Given that that was the era where our parents were either born or becoming adults. Okay. Window curtain, window curtain. Okay, given that there's 3 in 1, I'm assuming that the big one, this one, is meant to go here. Am I wrong in my assumption? I think I'm wrong in my assumption. Are these ones more narrow? Okay, yes. That works better. Okay. Which makes me now think that... Okay. Okay, you're too high. Are you... I think some of you guys are on the slightest different levels, and it's bothering me, but that's alright. Can you open the door? Yes. Okay, well I do enjoy this this wallpaper. I'll tell you this, you won't catch me dead inflicting corporal punishment on kids unless they do something like smack over my things. I won't dare. Yeah, that is you know, as my dad did it rarely, but we did occasionally get the belt. And yeah. I don't know, because I feel like my brother and I definitely earned that, though. Sometimes. I don't think I could do it myself, but I kind of understand why my parents did. Actually, it was mostly my dad. But it was pretty rare. It's not something that my family really did very often unless we did something like egregious. Like broke something important or hurt each other or something like that. Okay, so we've got a mirror. I mean, I guess, yeah, near the door is fine. Yeah, I guess it should go over here. That should be fine. I want to kitty corner it because I feel like that fits the vibes better. Yeah, I don't think I could. I don't think I could do corporal punishment myself. Just the idea of it bothers me. I mean, that's not to say I wouldn't. I feel like I would get tempted, but I think that's also a very human and realistic impulse. It's just whether or not you choose to do it. That and adult life is no picnic. If I really want to punish a kid, I'll let life take its course and teach them hard lessons. I mean, you're not wrong. Hoo boy. It's like, just, you know, if you give them this space to fuck around, they will find out. And I feel like that is much more of a punishment than just about anything else you could do. Now, where did all this mess come from? Because I don't see any damage up here. That's weird. But there is plenty of dirt. Soot. Water damage. Whatever this black stuff is. Yeah, it's been exceedingly rare that I've seen any of my adult friends use corporal punishment on a kid. I think the only time I did see that was after one of my buds her son kept putting the cat in a freezer and like hurting it, even after she sat down and explained to him that that was a no-no and that, you know, cats deserve to be respected. I think it was like the second or third time he did that she had to like, and she only smacked him once too. And then she sat down and she explained to him why she did that and apologized to him and said that, yeah, it's a tricky situation. I really haven't seen any of my friends use corporal punishment much with their kids. Do I think I just want to use wood on the rest of the house. Because it looks like my other options are the same white wood I use at the bottom of the house, and I don't really like that. It's not that I don't like it, I just don't think it works up here. I'm genuinely kinda concerned about that son of one of my friends back home. Like, he's got some sociopathy traits. That concerns me. That's not to say that people with sociopathy can't be, like... It's not to say they're all automatically bad. It's just that it takes... Like, they have to actively work at not doing, like... It takes extra effort, is what I'm saying. And I am hoping that this kid is capable of it. Last I checked, he wasn't, but maybe that'll change as he gets a little bit older. I thought Bluey would show my nieces specific things. It's the best way to parent children without losing realism about it. I've heard so many good things about Bluey. Okay, wait, I still have this key. Wasn't there... Oh my god, there was. Oh, why do I have a... Do I have a message? Okay, nothing too crazy. Alright. We have the Hoarder's Paradise here in the attic. This just reminds me. I have mice in the house. I came back from my vacation and there were mice. So now I get to deal with that. So there's a lot of cleaning in my future. Are you haunted or did you just bounce? I think you just bounced. Oh, it's making spooky noises! Are these the voices of ghosts who haunt this house? Eesh! Is someone trying to scare me? Yeah, it's just kind of a small mystery, but I'll take it. Okay, the only thing I still have to do up here is clean, so... And I think, is this it for the house? We do have that, I think... You know what? I think the room that is still left to clean, because I didn't get that one piece of that one stain out on the outside wall. I think that counts as not being finished. Well, that's kind of a bummer. Well, the house definitely looks a lot nicer now. let's go. Let's go downstairs. You can watch some episodes on the official YouTube channel. Yeah, I would. I'll have to give it a shot because I've heard good things about Bluey. I've been told that like it's surprisingly mature for a kids show, which I genuinely think it's rather important for kids shows to delve into stuff in a pretty straightforward way without babying. I don't know. Kids shows can be complex, and there's no problem with that. All done. Okay, so we are done. Alright, well things definitely do look better now than they did when I first got here. Let's give this a shot. That's a pretty big transformation, I will say. I do love the vibrant colors, though. See photos. I'm done. I found a hidden compartment you might have missed. Must have been left by my father. And also, are you sure the house isn't haunted? Those rumors again? It's nonsense. Why would a ghost haunt our family? We never believed in such cheap gossip, and you shouldn't either. Alright, well that took longer than I really wanted it to, but I think that's because I was taking my time. But I really don't want to rush these jobs. So I think, yes, okay, because this little symbol here is the Scooby-Doo thing. Oh my god, this job is from Fred! Fred at Mystery Inc. Fishy ghosts at a fish festival. To the brave flipper of Pinnacove. Let me set the scene for you. It's Pinnacove's famous fish festival, and dozens of people are eating, listening to shanties, and generally enjoying themselves. Then, right as the sun sets, the music stops, a chilling fog rises, and we hear terrible moans. A soaking wet figure appears in a yellow fisherman's coat, with a fishing hook in place of one hand and a lobster claw for the other. He seems to be glowing in the dark, and as he lunges forward, everyone starts to run. It seems to be the ghost of the local legend, Captain Barnacle. Or so people say. I feel like there's more to this ghost. Unfortunately, the panic caused a lot of damage to the festival square, and it was closed to the public. But since the mayor is looking for someone to clean it up, could you maybe help out? And look for clues while you're at it? Cheers, Fred. I'm so glad we get a job from Freddy. I actually really loved Fred. He's one of my favorites. I can't even say that. Everyone in the Mystery Inc. crew, like, I love all of them for different reasons. Oh, do you see the gang in the back there near the front? Sarcastic something. Wait. The Hex Girls! Oh my goodness. Okay, so all of these are for characters that are things that are already in the game. But let's look at the Hex Girls art! Oh, I love that! I love that so much. Okay. Yeah. I wanted to be a Hex Girl when I was so small. I really, really did. I wanted to be in a band. I wanted to do cool things. Okay. What else needs to be sold? Oh, the ladder I'm standing on. That said, though, why does this... Okay, let me unpack this. Okay. Alright, what... Oh, is this gonna say Halloween? there? Because this is kind of turning into a Halloween festival, right? Because it had me get rid of the fish part. I'm putting it up there. Actually, what if I... Oops, that's not what I meant to do. I do enjoy how inaccurate Scooby-Doo is. Like, even the modern Scooby-Doos, like, there's a fine line between being silly for the sake of being inaccurate and silly for the sake of being silly, and being inaccurate for the sake of being just because you're ignorant and don't care enough to research things. And I think Scooby-Doo really does straddle that line sometimes. I don't think any of it's malicious, but like for example, I mean, this is more so relevant to back in the day when they had like the vaguely racist stuff, especially that one level with the Chinese mask. Oh my god, I watched that the other week and that was just like, oh my god. I mean, that was Hanna-Barbera for you. Just take into consideration whatchamacallit's whole thing. Johnny Quest, for example. Oh, look at this! What if I put... Okay, what if I... Wait. Can I... Are you also... Yes. What if I... Okay, what if I put you up there on either side? Redbeard. And the clown! Bless this mess. Spoopy clown. Okay, and then... Yeah, do you light up? Please say... Oh my god, they do! Okay, the letters don't, but but these guys do. Fuck yes. I'm so happy. Alright, and then it wanted me to... Now we're a Space Kook and the Creeper. I hope we get a chance to put those on there. Okay, so how many of these? 3. Okay, what if I put this here? Because this seems like a reasonable location. Okay, and then... I'm not sure where to put these. Oh, they do turn on. Yes, good. I was so pleased. Or, I guess just... I was really amused. A place near me... Actually, why don't I put these... Because this is going to be in the way of foot traffic. Will you go on here? Can I get you to go on there? Okay, no, but what if I... Oh, never mind. This is the end of the stage. Okay. Where can I put you that you're, like, obvious but not in the way of foot traffic? Oh, I suppose I can put you over here. Oh, I can walk over here. Whoa, that's no good. More Hex Girl stuff, although it's the same stuff, but it's still nice. Space Kook was my favorite villain from the original series. He felt like one of the generally scary and real threats of the original series. I want to bring him back for... Aww. And Scoob. Yeah! Space Kook. That was the... Was that the... That was the one with the astronaut, almost, type outfit. And look at all this green. And like the giggling, like the didn't it have a little skull, like light up skull in the face? Yes. Okay, so I was thinking of the correct one. That one spooked me a little bit when I was small, and so did the oh, what was its name? The the carnival guy, like the automaton one, that one for whatever reason scared me as a little kid. I think because he was so strong. And then you find out he's just a robot doing his best, and I loved him after that. But he did scare me initially. Okay, there we go. So this corridor is good. What about... Okay, no, this one definitely still needs some work, because that's garbage. Goodness, look at this place. Look at all the green! Actually, before I... Well, okay. Let's try to be organized about this. Let's try to do a section at a time, because if I do too much at once, I'm going to get overwhelmed. Or if I try to do too much at once. And they reused his laugh from the original series of the cameo, which is very heartwarming because the laugh was from Scooby's original... Oh yeah, Don Messick! Goodness. God, despite the fact that they're very much a product of their time and some of the stuff in them is very iffy nowadays, I really did enjoy the Hanna-Barbera cartoons. Like, they're just so... There's just something about them that's just so appealing. And then, like, I loved Johnny Quest. Specifically, my aunt would sometimes tape... how I accessed most of these cartoons was my aunt would tape them off of Cartoon Network. And the new Adventures of Johnny Quest, which I think was released in the early 90s or late 80s, that I loved that so much because I wanted to be what's his face? The character that Brock Sampson is based off of. You know, the bodyguard. His daughter. I wanted to be his daughter so bad. Like, she was so smart and like spunky and cool. I really wanted to be her. So that's why I specifically liked the Real Adventures of Johnny Quest, because it had a lady character. It had a girl. Hanna-Barbera stuff is so much fun. I'm so easily distracted in this. Part of the thing is, this whole area is so wide open, I don't know what sections are part of the same zone. Why don't I take a sec actually and just look around? Well, this is fun. See, I say that, and then I'm like, I need to get rid of the garbage right now immediately. Oh, no, you go down there. Well, if I can fix this stuff while I'm up here, I'd rather do that. Oh! I guess we're selling you anyway. We're keeping that. What's sad is that they had the original show on HBO Max, and they took it off along with most of Warner Bros. Cartoon catalog for some stupid... I bet it had to do with money. You know it did. Which is such a bummer. Like, original Scooby-Doo is so... Again, dated, but also... Ooh, I like... Oh, look! It's... Oh my goodness. Okay, it's the eyes from the What's New Scooby-Doo opening. Okay, where should I should probably keep most of this inside of this space, because this is good for, like, if it rains or whatnot. Okay, so there's a coffee table. There's sunbeds. Oh, there's just one corner piece. That means I can just put these down with impunity. Got it. Well, they felt the cartoon catalog was making them hard to take seriously. That's such nonsense. Having a cartoon there's nothing wrong with having a cartoon catalog. The whole point, like, okay. Getting rid of it is stupid because you know who really likes watching a lot of old school cartoons? Grown adults like us. Like, if you don't know how to take advantage of nostalgia, then you are doing it wrong and dooming yourself. And I guess that's a them problem. Okay, I know you can fit there. Thank you. I know you can fit there. Come on. Oh, you know what I have to do? I need to make it so it's not snapping to a damn grid. That's part of my problem. There. Alright. That's so stinking cute, though. A few of my roommates, or not roommates, a few of my coworkers had some fun costumes today at work. Like a lot of them were like closet cosplaying a few things, and it was really nice. Like one of my favorite coworkers did like a bow. What's her face? The gal from the What are you doing here? Mr. Knight? Okay, well let me first put down these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then put you 2. Oh, and this has got this not quite the same. It's moons and stuff, but it's still nice. So because I keep interrupting myself because ADD is one hell of a drug, yeah, anybody who isn't smart enough to take advantage of their cartoon lineup is, your failure is on you, buddy. Adults love nostalgia and are willing to pay money to be able to legally put on cartoons for their kids or their nieces or somebody who's visiting. And if you don't take advantage of that, that's on you. Covered against the film industry treats animation as a genre and works. Yeah, nah, it's they really don't understand how this stuff works at all. I'm strongly of the opinion that folks should have to be educated on a matter before being permitted to make decisions about it that will impact it. And well, it's very clear that these folks are not educated when they're making these decisions that are basically getting rid of these things. I know it only covers calls for 3 of these, but I'm putting down 4 because it looks nicer. Okay. See, I said I would. I guess doing things section by section is not a bad idea. So, why don't I just tackle this space? Goodness, I think this is a ticket booth. Yeah, this space is okay. The mystery machine is here. I didn't even notice that. I'm so amused. Okay, well, let's get rid of the garbage. Wait, this is a window. And let's... Well, here, close you. There. Now it matches what I saw. So you can just be in the corner here. Yeah, I think the corner's best. This is cute though, and it does kind of remind me of like a tiny version of the little... Oh, that's not what I meant to do. What I was trying to say is that it reminds me of a tiny version of the, whatchamacallit, the boardwalk that they go to where they visit, where they encounter the robot that is running the park and being spoopy about it. The show always made me think that saltwater taffy looked like the most amazing thing. And I have tried taffy. It's not bad, but it's not like as delicious as the show made it out to be. Oh, hello. It's the lady from the last job.
Hello? This is Leonore Reeds. You renovated my beach house, so I wanted to thank you in person. Well, through the phone is close enough. So, thank you very much. Great work. And by the way, it seems spooky things have started happening in town. Could you tell me what's going on at the festival? And how are the resident spirits? Oh, sorry. No pun intended.
Didn't you just move in nearby? I don't believe in ghosts. I'm just cleaning here. Didn't you just...
True, but fishing is a painful topic, so I skipped the festival. I was enjoying my newly renovated house. Maybe our mutual friend, Tom Marino, knows something? I think our fathers must have worked together at some point. I remember him. He was kind of a weird kid, obsessed with that ghost story. You know, about Barnacle Bob.
Maybe you should talk to Tom about it? Can we stop talking about ghosts? I've got work to do. Talk to Tom.
By the way, I'm a bit worried about Tom.
Don't
I heard
dodge...
he didn't show up at the festival either. Did you speak to him? I wonder how he tried to explain himself. You and me, we've both returned to Pinnacove after many years. Our friends may have changed, you know, but you trust him, I presume. Well, I guess it's not my business after all. I hope your work at the festival goes smoothly. We'll be in touch. Bye.
So, Tom is the dude who helps us get our first job when we move back into the town. So, yes, we are going to trust Tom more than we are going to trust this random lady we just met. Also, ma'am, that call was really suspicious. I don't know that I trust you. Also, so the voices in this game are not AI, but they are, all the voices are by folks for whom English is not their first language. So that's something to bear in mind with any voice acting you hear in this game. Because I think the developers, it's like a... Oh, I don't remember. I just remember that this was a thing in the first game, too. Like, I think they're Swedish or something? It's really only noticeable when it comes to either the voice acting or certain items you can buy in-game. Like, for example, saunas were a huge thing in the first House Flipper. And... yeah, like, and there was, like, certain things that are common in Europe that are not common in the US, like the tallow radiators and whatnot. And that immediately had me clocking this game. I was like, oh, this was not made by Americans. That said, they're doing, I feel like they're doing a fantastic job. Okay. Are we good in here? Yes. That and it get expensive and difficult. Oh yeah, no. I don't expect them to have any voice acting from any voice actors in this apart from like original characters. I do not expect them to have any of the voice actors that are associated with Scooby-Doo. Because it's expensive, and frankly, like, even though they did get this official collab, they are still an indie game studio. They don't really have that kind of money lying around. Eh? It's Bob Barnacle. Captain Bob Barnacle. Okay. A photo and... What's this? Oh, it's a camera. It's one of the cameras that you take a picture and it prints it out. I actually won one of these off of a contest last year at work. So I actually physically have one of these. I'm planning on giving it to my mom next time I go home so she can take pictures and print them out immediately. What is this? Oh, it's a giant hot dog. Okay. So it's interesting. So there was a joke, a pretty ongoing joke when I first played the original base game of this. There's a bunch of how some of the way that some of the dialogue is worded, and some of the weird stuff that sometimes shows up in the house, including like red liquid that is it's paint, but we had a joke that like, and also given the fact that a lot of the places in this town are like named after or themed after like Italian stuff, we had an ongoing joke that our character is like cleaning up after murders done by the mafia, and that Tom, our buddy, is like working for the mafia or something. Oh, this is... all this food's gonna go bad. But yeah, that was just an ongoing joke. And it's funny, because we were making those jokes long before I started playing Crime Scene Cleaner, which is a game where you actually do that. You clean up after the mob. Which that is after I finish this DLC, which is not going to be done tonight. This has multiple levels, and it's taking me 10 years to just do this, to just do these two. I'm probably going to go through the next couple weeks doing this for my additional streams, and then I'll finish doing the Nightmare Mode levels of Crime Scene Cleaner. And then we'll see. Daphne once said, "That's blood, that's a clue." I love Daphne. She's such a goober. Did you ever watch a pup called Scooby-Doo? Which was the, the kid version? Back when like the thing to do was make a kid version of everything. Like they did that with something fishy. Caught trout or bass, doesn't matter. With this book it will all taste like chicken. The cookbook for everyone. No matter how hard you try, pull choose what you get. On Hook Publishing, god damn it. I didn't watch much of A Pup Named Scooby-Doo because my my aunt didn't tape much of that for us. But I was always excited when she gave us a tape that had that on it, because it was so different. And I kind of liked how, like, much more, how confident Daphne was in that. Oops. Oh, they don't have to be perfectly even, Shira. Quit your bitchin'. Or quit your fussing. Yeah, we had one tape that my aunt gave us that had like a lot of the kid versions. Like, it had a couple episodes of A Pup Named Scooby-Doo, it had a couple episodes of the Flintstone Kids. I think it even had an episode of the Muppet Babies. And I get why they made those shows, it makes sense. It's just very funny to look back at that now. So we're just getting rid of everything that was related to the fishing festival, it seems. Okay, so they're having me... This is its own space. There's apparently a hot dog somewhere on the ground that I need to get rid of. Hot dog, where you be? I know you're in this space because it's telling me you're in this space. Oh. Where are you? Oh, you look like some kind of light effect thing. Are you some of the tech that the baddie used, or just part of the festival? We just don't know. Okay, that's just a random booze bottle. Okay. I think Pup and Scoop... I would agree with you in that regard, because at least it was interesting. It did something different. Like, stuff was still similar, but the art style was fun, the characters were interestingly different from their canon selves. It had a lot, it was appealing. Man, Hanna-Barbera really was like the ruler of my childhood. They were made because around that time, TV censors took umbrage with children's shows, and also because merchandising were geared towards kids, executives felt they could make more bank. I mean, it tracks. It makes perfect sense. Because you get kids to watch these, then you make merch off of them, the parents get, you know, begged to buy the merch. You're basically, if you can target an audience, and if they can afford to make those things, you're basically, or buy those things, you're basically printing money. It is very funny to me because TV in itself is such a relatively recent evolution. It's such a recent technology, I mean, that we're seeing some really interesting aspects of it over time. The cultural shifts and whatnot. Oh, that was also a projector that I just sold. Goodness, there's so much slime. What are a couple of jingles that you remember? Because there are a couple of jingles that even to this day, they will just show up in my brain out of nowhere. And I'm like, I haven't watched this commercial in 20 years. Why are you in my brain? More than 20 years in some cases. Like, the Sock'em Boppers, like, that one shows up in my head a lot. Let's see, what else? There's this one, like, Hot Wheels commercial that gets stuck in my head. There was another one that was for, like... What was it? It was like a... See, now that I say this, I can't remember the name of it, but there was another one that was... Bath Babies? Was that the name of it? Because it was like a parody of the Splish Splash, I'm taking a bath, like that song. I will say that if nothing else, the jingles were good. back then. The toys themselves weren't great a lot of times. But then again, a lot of them were pretty good because they were simpler and they were innovative. You know what I found out the other day? One of the first, like, complex board games, so to speak, or not quite a board game, but something similar. Uh, one that you would not think it was as old as it is. Operation. Operation is way older than you think it is. I would have to Google it to find out, but it was part of like a, I think I watched a Dropout episode with my roommates, and we were all like stunned at how old it actually is. And we were all sitting there also like, oh, you know, the original version of this was incredibly unsafe and probably could not get released today. Honestly, none. I never really paid attention to stuff like this. Yeah, that's fair. We grew up poor, so we didn't have a ton of toys and whatnot, but let me eat these. I just had an ad, didn't I? Why am I getting an ad again? I could have sworn I just had one. I'm only supposed to have one an hour. But this will be my third one, and I'm only 2 hours in. Sorry for going all over the place. This level is difficult to sort of... Oh, Sherry, you didn't have to throw those all the way to the other garbage can. You could have just looked around. Oh well. Done is done. There's just a lot going on here, and I'm like flailing about what to do and when. It'll all get done at the end of the day. I guess I'm at this point equidistant to the two garbage cans, so... Meanwhile, you've got these. I mean, frankly, this is the responsibility of someone who actually works for the fairgrounds, but pizza. Oh, you know this is Scooby and Shaggy's work. I'm a little sad because later incarnations of Scooby and Shaggy, like, I feel like they stopped making weird foodstuffs for them, because in the original series, they very much were making really weird food. Not just a lot of food, weird food combinations. Like, I remember they're like the original series, like Shaggy putting like chocolate sauce on like a sandwich and stuff like that, like on a savory sandwich and whatnot. I don't think that they really kept that in the later incarnations of these characters. Which is honestly something of a shame. Because they're weirdos, and I love them being weirdos. Everything must go. Here, there's a couple of things I should vacuum while I'm in the correct area. Right, there we are. It's been quite a long time since I've done a level that has this much going on. So there is an ad coming in about 40 seconds here. I'm just gonna keep cleaning through it because we have so much to clean. And I really don't anticipate coming across a lot of, like, anything to do with any story for this DLC. And if I do, I will pause and wait for the ad to stop. Why don't I just straighten this up a little bit while I'm at it, shall I? Yeah, there's a time Shaggy was a vegan, but that's because his original VA Casey Kasem was a vegan and he was forced to poison a Burger King commercial. So we gave them an ultimatum in retaliation. Based. Absolutely based. Listen, don't force somebody to go against their beliefs. In a thing like that where it just seems kind of unfair for them to have done that to him, and I'm glad that he made Shaggy vegan for a bit, because it's also a fascinating idea for the character, frankly. It's just fun. I like them experimenting with these characters that in such a way that's like new and interesting, because they don't have to. These experimentations don't have to stay canon. But if they do something new with it in a way that makes sense for them, then I like it. It's like, I don't know. I like when it's for the same reason I like it when they play with like various aspects of superhero comics that have been running since the 50s. Innovation is fun. If you can innovate in such a way that still makes sense for the characters, even better. Sometimes I genuinely sometimes forget that vegan options really were not a thing until pretty recently at mainstream places like Burger King and whatnot. And it is rather funny to hearing that, you know, he was forced to do that for Burger King, given the fact that Burger King, if I remember correctly, was one of the first burger places to adopt the Impossible meat. Nope, no dirt down there. I missing? What do I need to sell? Oh. Oh, this is just going to be a standing table area? Yeah, that makes sense. I did inside there. That's not what I meant to do. Here. Oh, never mind. It won't go. Welcome back. Thanks for your patience. I'm trying to think of, like, what some of my favorite villains were. I also do very much find it funny that Scooby-Doo was like one of the only cartoons of the era to talk about why, like, people trying to scare people away in order to buy up their land and, like, sell it. Like, real estate stuff was evil. Maybe that's why, like, a whole generation of us, and in some cases multiple generations, are, like, anti-landlord. I keep forgetting the name of it, but there is a Stephen King horror movie that has to do with, like, cats. I'm not talking Pet Sematary. I'm talking, speaking of VAs, was upset that Scooby replaced most of the cast for celebrities. I hated that. They're long time, recognizable top of the absolute line VAs, and you feel they couldn't join it. Like, we don't need celebrities for voice actors. We want the people who know what they're doing. We don't want, like, just some random celebrities doing their best impression. We want the people who know what they're doing and can do it consistently. You're paying more to hire somebody, some big name to put on the credits who doesn't really know what they're doing. I hate that. That's useless to me. I just think it's a terrible idea. The draw is not Oh, there's a footprint in there. Somebody's running around here barefoot. The draw is not the celebrities. The draw is Scooby-Doo. It's a big case of them just completely missing the point. Oh, what I was gonna say is the live action horror movie where the screenplay was written by Stephen King. There was, like, a thing where, like, I think it was honestly vampire related or something, and, like, the vampires, like, hated cats or something similar to that. Acer told me the name of it the other day too, and I completely forgot it. I could probably find it if I googled it. Anyway, I watched that at too young an age because my dad just had it playing on TV, and I thought that Scooby-Doo Zombie Island was, like, related to that. So for a chunk of my childhood, I, like, thought Stephen King had something to do with Scooby-Doo. And of course it doesn't, but you can't blame Baby Sheriff for thinking that under the circumstances. I think I done hecked up because now I don't know where that last piece of dirt is. Damn. Oh, and there. Is it you? Oh, good. My old man really likes Stephen King, and again, we didn't have channels when we were living on the hill, so we would just put in with our whatever VHS there was just to have going as background noise. Approximately 40% of that was like Disney movies and other animated films. Then there was a bunch of stuff that just random stuff that was taped off TV. And then another like almost half was my dad's horror movies and action movies. I watched a lot of stuff in an early age that I should not have watched. Like the It, not It. The Stand miniseries that was made for TV in the early 90s. The one that is hyper not safe for children. Because it opens with Don't Fear the Reaper playing over, you know, corpses. For the first episode. Yeah, I would just watch that, and sometimes I would get up in the middle of the night and my dad would be watching Tales from the Crypt. You know how it do. On the one hand, I do think it is true that we need to be more careful about what kids watch. On the other hand, I do rather feel like we're doing them a disservice sometimes with how controlled what they're watching is. Like, kids can absolutely understand complex issues and sometimes upsetting things without it, like, harming them. But then again, I would sleepwalk and have nightmares for days after watching some of this stuff, so I don't know. That's one of the many reasons I never got into any careers that were related to kids. Because my opinion is, let them watch what they want to. Let them watch stuff within reason. And it turns out that within reason is a very loaded concept. Yeah, anyway. Okay. I think I would like to finish cleaning everything before I put down the furniture and whatnot it wants me to buy. That said, I should really be more careful about where I clean and being thorough about it. Oh, interesting. More of the green stuff. I bet you anything this lady is like an accomplice. And she's trying to frame Tom for it. It's like, listen, Tom may or may not be working for the local mafia. They may or may not be killing people as per our headcanons in order to sell their houses for cheap. But he's not behind the ghost nonsense. Kids are stupid, they need to learn this stuff. Like, there's an episode of Blue where they find an injured bird and they take it to the vet, but it passes away, so the title character spends the episode processing it. Yeah, that stuff is important for kids to figure out early. And, like, there's also this overwhelming idea, there's this thing that parents do without even realizing that they do it, where they will force a kid to do something even when they say no repeatedly. And on the one hand, it is important that kids do things that they don't necessarily want to do. Doctor's appointments, stuff that they really need to do. But also, if you're not careful about that does, like, if they keep saying no and you keep doing something without explaining why you need to do something, or why it's important that they do it, that really is damaging. That really sends a message to the kids that about, bodily autonomy. That is that I think you understand what I'm trying to say. Like, I saw this video the other day from somebody who does hair, specifically a lot of like um curly or coily hair types, and she she had to be very clear with the parents of some of her clients that were very little, like below 5, that if the child is having a really bad time and is telling me no, and you tell me to force them to do this thing anyway, I'm going to stop what I'm doing, because that sends the wrong message to the kids about their own bodily autonomy. And it kind of like struck me, and I started thinking about all the things we do, like ignoring kids when they call for you, and forcing kids to do something without explaining why they have to do that thing, or why it's important, and that we're sorry that we know it upsets you. This is why we're doing it. And part of the problem is, like, there's really not adequate training for a lot of parents and other caregivers. At least, especially, we're getting better about it, but it is still a consistent thing where people are not given both the resources and the know-how on how to handle this stuff. I had a long conversation with my buddy Ulrin during my vacation about the fact that Gen Alpha, a lot of the reason a lot of these kids are like, don't see any problem with using AI is a lot of them were very, very little during the pandemic. And the solution a lot of their parents had was to give them a screen. And my best friend back home was guilty of that. That's something that she did resort to on a regular basis. Is just give the kids a screen. Let them watch something. And without the human interaction, that's, damaging for kids. And I think we're going to spend the next generation or two looking at the results of that. Not to get super deep and, like, political in the middle of a Scooby-Doo stream. It's just, I guess a lot of this talking about, like, kid shows involves talking about kids, which can lead to talking about some truths about how this stuff is handled, which is why shows like Bluey and whatnot are so important. And other kid shows that have a certain amount of, like, emotional intelligence and provide an avenue for folks to watch that is both entertaining and constructive. Educational. Yeah. And thank you for letting me babble on about all of this stuff. It's interesting. It's a lot to think about. It's also, in many respects, very upsetting, because there's a lot going on in the world right now that's tricky for kids. But something I see mentioned over and over again is that at the end of the day, kids are humans too. They're just little humans whose brains don't work quite the same way, but they're going to grow up to be regular-sized humans, and we need to give them the tools they need to be able to do that without being emotionally stunted. And we're learning more every day about how to do that. It's just getting people the resources and avenues they need to do that is tricky. But, hopefully we'll continue getting better at it as time moves along. I didn't mean to get distracted with this zone, but done is done and fun is fun. Whenever I start babbling about a topic, I just stop paying attention to the game itself, and I just go on autopilot, and that's when this happens. I will say this is an interesting little fairground. Like, the multi-level aspect of it, because there's multiple, like, viewing areas, so to speak, on top of places. It's interesting. Just blame me, I started the topic. I will say, I think we both started the topic because it's relevant. It is very relevant to multiple things we're talking about. And to the game we're playing. There's... Oh, that's not what I meant to do. There you are. What if I did the opposite for this room, as I did in the other room? I'll put this tile on the ground and use the other one for the walls. It also did not escape my notice that this is like inside a shipping container, which is fun. I think, as a summary, the Mandalorians in Star Wars, they have a saying, there's like the children are the future. And I think the way we treat children dictates our future as well as theirs. So I guess that's a one way to sum it all up. The conversation we've had thus far. Plus, I will say we are talking about Halloween, and Halloween is a very kid-forward thing. Are you... Oh! There's different stuff in here. Wood? I think I have wood on the walls and this other stuff on the other bit? Oh, is this like the bath? I don't know. Is this the public bathroom or is this just the bathroom for like the performers, I wonder? Because this leads directly onto the stage. Does it not? No, it does. Huh. I'm curious about the logistics of this little fairground. Ooh. Oh, I like this. This is a nice pattern. And fun colors. By the end of it all, I want kids to be kids and enjoy their time being kids, but not to be ignorant and blind to the hardships they'll eventually have to face. Yes, and we also don't want to make them dread growing up, because I know that's very much something that I was terrified of. We want them to be emotionally prepared for the future, but also get to enjoy their time as kids. And that is, I think, a balance that we as a culture, at least in the US, are still struggling to hit, especially with the political and world events of the last few decades. Or not even last few decades, well, yes, last few decades, but also last few years. So I'm hoping that over time we'll get more emotionally intelligent and, better end game for kids overall. So I think this is sort of the dressing room, so to speak. While I'm in this space, let me just finish this space so I don't have to come back to it. Okay. Reminds me a little bit of creating the bathrooms for in whatchamacallit, what game was it? Train station renovation. I wish that game wasn't as janky as it is. I wish it were a little bit tiny, just a tiny bit more polished. Because I would love to play it more on the channel, but it's a little jank. Actually, I can't even really say that. Yes, it is a little bit jank, but it is genuinely a functional game. I cannot say the same for uh what was it? I played it for as part of Kids Donathon a few earlier this year. Um oh, Castle Flipper, that was the one. That one is barely functional as a game, and it's actually a little bit concerning. And I don't think they're gonna get around to fixing it anytime soon because it's been like a decade. Which is a little bit of a shame. But, eh. Indie games are gonna indie game. Wait, why did you... I did not hit the buy button twice. Can you stop buying stuff twice, please? I know my mouse is not that bad. Reminds me of an episode, Bluey keeps asking if she can do this job when she grows up, and her parents each time tell her if you want to. There's no sarcasm or blunt rejection or false promises, just unconditional support in a way that implies that if she works hard towards her goal, then I like that a lot, actually. I think more of that would be good. There we go. I do think we tend to laugh at kids more than we should, in such a way that they do feel, and it's not necessarily intentional all the time. But I think I think we do tend to forget that they can tell. A lot of kids can tell when they're being made fun of, and that can be a little bit damaging for them. And they don't understand why they don't really understand why you're mocking them, because they're just being honest and asking something that they want to know, and we often react to that. We don't always react to that well as adults, and then as a result of feeling ridiculed, they stop asking questions. They stop going to adults for help, or at least some adults, and that is a whole nother problem on its own. Okay, so this is, let's see. How many lights do we have here? There's gonna be 3 wall lamps and a ceiling lamp. Okay. 2 big long mirrors, a wardrobe. And that's another episode reminder. How so? Because are we talking about, like, because there have been a couple times where there was, like, showbiz stuff. Like, that whole episode where they go to Was it the episode that they go to the, oh, like a... I believe it was a magician show, and Scooby and Shaggy end up accidentally messing with the thing, with the performance. Like, they get chosen to go up on stage for, like, in order to win free food, and, like, they mess things up. And it really pisses off the magician, and then later on they find out that the magician is the criminal or something. Am I misremembering that? I feel like that was... Like, I feel like that's like the place where they get hypnotized. That, for whatever reason, made me really uncomfortable when I was younger. Like that episode where everyone got hypnotized and started acting goofy. Scoobert-Doo. Nope. Nope, go up a little bit, please. This is one thing I'm not a fan of with this game. It's kind of hard to... Stuff does snap to a grid, but when it comes to doing things uniformly like this, your options are a touch limited. Do you fit on here? No. Wait, what did I just buy? What are you? You don't look like a hair... You didn't look like a hairdryer. You look like something very weird. Like the ends of that thing look like claws. Not even claws, like spikes. I don't know why this made me think of the episode where they're like in Scotland or Ireland, and like the dude is like trying to hypnotize his niece who he has adopted in order to steal like the rights to her land, like her inheritance. I just remember folks having really awful Scottish or Irish... No, it was Scottish. Really just atrocious Scottish accents. Well, here's a dressing room, so to speak. I think I'm just gonna take a few minutes and try to do this room by room for just a little bit. Well, what would look good is my question. Maybe these can go back here. Well, first, you scooch. The being in my brain who has done like stage stuff before is screaming about things being 1, 2. Okay, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 7 of these. I forget how unnecessarily complicated these Scooby-Doo guys, but they really are, and it's very funny to me. It's just like you know, you could just talk to your niece. It's very possible your niece doesn't even want to inherit like this giant castle. She's a young adult. Like, she's a young adult in a modern world. Maybe she doesn't want this castle. Have you considered asking her if she does? Because, like, you could just see if she even wants it and you see what your options are and go, hey, I'm hard up for cash. I know you're set to inherit your folks' land. Would you consider sharing the proceeds with me? We could maybe find some way to make a profit out of this. And I frankly think that she would have been relieved to go, oh God, yes. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. Can you please help me? Oh, look at this. Oh, it's like it's gonna be like a magic potion bar now. Invisibility. Bless this mess. Love struck. And I don't know what this one is. I'll take a look. Hardy elixir. Okay, that's just a Zelda reference right there. Oh, so there's 3 of those. Okay. Mystery potion. And lastly, drink me. Very, very Alice in Wonderland of you, bud. But you see, you can't just have the drink me thing, you also have to have the... Because one of them makes you smaller, and one of them makes you larger, so you have to have... One of them has to be... Oh, are we supposed to put these down lower so that way the jack-o'-lanterns can fit up top? That would make sense. Let's see if I can't fit this in elsewhere. Okay, but what if I put you over here? What I was trying to say before I got distracted was that if you're going to have the drink me potion, you then also need to have the cake. Because in Alice in Wonderland, I don't remember which is which, but one of them makes you smaller and one of them makes you larger. Not to, you know, start a Jefferson Airplane sing-along here. Real talk though, a little bit of healthy communication could definitely, like, resolve a lot of the Scooby-Doo villains' need to go to these great lengths. Oh, that reminds me of the voice of Bowser. Kenny James once did one of the automated messages in the voice of Scooby and Shag and Scoob one. Scoob, like, answer the phone, man! That's delightful. Oh, hey! Dracula. Where should we put you, Dracula? I suppose we can put you here. Oh no, I don't even know what I was saying. Nothing important. Oh no, I think I was just saying that if people just considered talking to, I don't know, their friends and neighbors and family, instead of, like, going to these crazy lengths to commit crime, they'd probably get off, they'd probably, you know, do much better. Now, is this the same... Yes, this is the same zone. Meaning, I can stick you over here instead, with the other arcade machines. And there's a bunch of stools, so... Okay, so you folks go here. Got it. No, okay, you can stay there. Oh man. The bar near me apparently does pumpkin carvings every Tuesday in October, and I only found out this year. I'm devastated. They like buy 20, 30 pumpkins and let people come and just carve them. It would certainly be easier and less expensive than doing stuff like making a sub just as a lake monster. Yeah, yeah. Oh hey, I was speaking earlier about the fun like multi-layer stuff in this zone. Wait, what a waste. Come on, Ghost. Don't leave the water on, for goodness sake. You may not pay the water bill, but have some consideration. I'm just mentally imagining Scoob and Shag just descending upon all of these little kitchens and kiosks that are set up here like a locust. Zoinks, hello Kit. Weren't you doing stuff with or was that over with Sam and folks doing the Jackbox party stuff? Thank you for popping in though. Happy Halloween. Oh, okay. I hope you guys had fun. Good, I'm glad. I do very much adore Jackbox, but I've been waiting months for this DLC, and I really wanted to play it. I am kind of bummed that I missed out on playing Jackbox with folks, though. Oh well, next time. I think you should go over here instead. But yeah, I'm glad you had a good time, and I hope the rest of your day went well. Okay, I guess we have to put down another Dracula. Okay, this is its own zone. This is its own zone. Oh, I'm not done up there, am I? Oh, the boxes. Okay. What are you gonna write? Most of those crooks plan to gain more wealth, but yet they're always something somehow to. Yeah, like, do they just do like a whole chain of crimes, or do they have some other independent form of wealth? Because it does rather genuinely feel like they could probably earn more from whatever got them the money to pay for like the sub that's decorated like a sea monster or whatnot. Like, where did that money come from to do that? And if you have that money, why are you committing all of these nutty crimes? You can't just invest it? Okay, we're getting to... Alright. Let's scooch all these letters over here a little bit. It is a little short-sighted. It's like, guys, let's talk about your 401k. Let's talk about your investment options. I'm gonna tell you right now that investments in friggin' uh, you know, well, like the real estate, the ones that are like scaring people away in order to buy and sell real estate, like that's that's about as good as you can get to like long-term planning. This doesn't stand unless you light up. Do you light up? You do not light up. You're white on a white background. Who made this decision? Why are you not purple if you're... Well, I guess festival is more general than purple because that's all Halloweeny. See, now I just want a series about an accountant or like an investment professional who has to like try to turn villains. Oh, never mind. It's not going to be white on white. See? I should have just waited before I started bitching. Also, had I realized that this was going to happen, I would not have put up all the letters. This is going to be a problem. Oh no. This struggle brought to you by the letter M. Am I gonna get called back out to this same area to clean it up? To redecorate it for the next festival that is not the Halloween festival? We just don't know. If so, that would be a fun renewable source of income for our flipper here. Ooh, by the way, Power Wash Sim 2 came out, and it's rather delightful, and I look forward to playing that on the channel soon. I can't be asked to make these. It's good enough. Also, I know Daphne's family is rich. I know that with the exception of some of the later... now, there are some of the later shows where the gang has to find part-time jobs to pay for their travels. But they don't even mention money, for the most part, early on in the show. Probably because, you know, taking the time to come up with an explanation would take away from the time for spooks. I don't know. I just have thoughts about... And they do handle it differently in every single version of the show. Like the... How can you afford to travel all around the world? I very much did want to travel with them when I was a kid, though. Not to mention they never charge anybody. Yeah, they just show up somewhere, and they're almost never around to help people. Like, they just so happen to be somewhere, and spooky stuff starts happening around them. So really, this also begs the question: would the spooky stuff happen if they were not there? are they an inciting factor? Or is it just the laws of the universe, you know, changing things to ensure, to make sure that everybody has an interesting time? We just don't know. Hint, hint. It's simply the, you know, Monster of the Week stuff does not need an explanation. Like, are they getting a government grant, or do they have jobs we don't see, or what? And also, what age are they? Because this does seem to vary from adaptation to adaptation, exactly how old the group is. Because there's a discussion of school, I think, at some point in some of the adaptations. In others, it's sort of like implied they're college students. In others, it's just not specified at all. They're just called kids. But of course, we know kids can refer to just about anything, so. I suppose in an AU, in an alternate universe where they are actively going around investigating, they could, like, get grants or something. But as things currently stand, stuff largely seems to be coincidental. There's something I find intensely fun about considering the logistics of cartoon stuff. Mind you, I rarely get terribly far in the thinking because I don't have a lot of specialized knowledge. At most, the only thing about age I can piece together is that Shaggy's the oldest of the bunch. That tracks. He's the oldest, but he's not by any means the leader. That's very much, I think, split between, well, mostly Freddy, let's be real. I also find it hilarious that depending on the adaptation, Freddy can get flanderized so badly. Like, in some of them, he's, like, actually clever and insightful. And in, like, for example, the live action movie, he's just turned into an absolute himbo. Which, to be fair, he has always been some flavor of himbo. It's just funny to see how they will handle him, this time when a new series comes out or a new movie or whatnot. More potions. Okay, well, let's figure out where to put these guys because they're on the bigger side. I think it's because compared to everyone else, he's considered normal or plain, so they can take liberties with him compared to the others. I think you've got a point there. Like, he sort of functions as the everyman, meaning there's more freedom to mess with him. Because he is so bland, it's seen as more interesting than anything to mess with him. Oh, you should probably go over here because you're huge. Wasn't sure what to expect from this space. A candy coffin was not it. There's 2 candy coffins? Where the fuck am I supposed to put y'all? That's a brand new sentence. Okay, so 2 of y'all. Ten of these, huh? Well, they're pretty big, so we should be able to find a space for them. Three spook 5 me, yeah. It's like with Mario, he intentionally isn't written as a discernible personality because it makes it easy to insert him into whatever role Nintendo needs him to play. Yeah, no, that tracks. Leaving someone or something rather plain gives you a great deal of creative freedom. What kind of potion are you? Mana. Wait, what's this one? Lionheart. What are you? Lovestruck. Also, are we agreed that the mystery ink is just sort of a loose polycule? What are you? Water potion. It's a Bridget! I think whether or not they're like a proper polycule depends on the specific series. I think there's a lot of room for interpretation there. But hello, Bridget. I hope you're having a good day. How was your stream? Fred is 100% bi. Oh, yeah. No questions asked. In certain canons, Daphne really reminds me of a couple of bi folks I knew that were in denial about the fact that they were bi. Like, I had this one roommate who was like refused to admit she was bi. She was like, no, I'm just a lesbian and sometimes I fuck dudes. I'm like, babe, you have a situationship with the dude, like, where with this fella that you keep bringing into my house. Like, you talk about wanting more from your relationship. You are bi as shit, babe. Just accept it. Stream was fun. I now have to draw things. Oh, good. I'm glad. But yeah, nah, like that. I think Fred was supposed to be outright gay in the live-action movie, and Velma, I think, is currently considered lesbian because that's how the audience perceives her as. Yeah, that's fair. I personally, like, maybe because I'm ace, I always sort of more pictured Velma as being ace. But I think her also being a lesbian is very fair, or just... She just strikes me as some flavor of queer. And I think Freddie Prinze Jr. that was the dude who played him in a live action, right? I feel like he did say that he was like actually attempting to play Fred as gay, or at least as bi. Yeah, I do want to sit down and watch. It's been at least a decade. I should probably sit down and watch that again. Oh, Fred's maybe if we can find a time to make it work. I don't think I understand what this space is supposed to be up here. What is this? Oh, okay. I think I kind of get it now, but I really don't know how they want me to set this up. This is a DJ booth. Yeah, we can figure something out. It'll be nice. That is some other kind of technology. By the way, my dears, I forgot to pause it, and ad is about to start. So, I will continue cleaning at this because this job is way, way longer than I thought it was gonna be, frankly. So, yeah. I think Shaggy is asexual since he's not normally into anyone, or his love of food is his sexuality. You know, that's fair. I feel like the only time we see him get interested in anybody is in the Alien movie, which was another one of the movies that came out in the late 90s, early aughts. I think that is the only time where he actually, like, is shown as expressing romantic interest. Which is hilarious because so he expressed interest in that lady, and then Scoob expressed interest in her dog, and they both turn out to be aliens. Which is really funny to me. I think Shaggy is a weed sexual. Give Shaggy the baggie so he can roll Scooby a doobie. I don't know how many people can hear me right now because we're during an ad break, but when I was growing up, the trailer park nearby, there was a cat that was I don't actually remember its name, but it was named like some kind of stoner joke was its name, and it was called that because it had eaten a ton of weed or been exposed to a ton of weed, and it was never that cat was never quite right as a result. Yeah, it was never the poor dear. It really just that poor cat. I genuinely feel like that cat had brain damage. I'm not even joking. I think the owners did too much weed and exposed it to too much stuff. Seemed perfectly happy though, I will say. Like it seemed to have been relatively well taken care of, with the exception of that. Oh, now I'm sad I lost a cat to a brain injury. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Poor little guy. No, I don't think anything that those folks did was malicious. I think it was just they did a lot of weed. The cat happened to be near the weed as a small kitten, and I think I just don't think that was good for it. do we... Okay, listen. I am, I am fine with helping to decorate people's places, but also, this ain't my job, fam. I'm a house flipper. I am not decorator of... I'm not stalker of shelves. Thanks for putting up with the ad, my dears. It's a side hustle, maybe. I swear though, cats are so simultaneously weirdly resilient and weirdly fragile. They're so mysterious. She's Special Share, not Gordon. Fuck Ramsay. Mostly I'm sitting here like, I don't know where everything is supposed to go. I'm just kind of slapping stuff down. Oh, but there's not enough heckin' room. I will make room. Wait, where's the... Did I not have a candle over there? I think you should get relocated over here, bud. This looks so messy. But I don't have the spoons to dick around too much with making this look more neat. Poppy seed cake. That appears to be the savory... But then again, so this also looks like the savory section. Okay, that's closed. Pie? Pie? Pie. Wait, are you making me get 2 pumpkins? Yes. The answer is yes. Alright, guys. Scooch. Is it sacrilegious to... Not sacrilegious, that's not the word I'm going for. Is it... Oh, I don't know. I was gonna say, it fundamentally feels wrong to put magical potions in a cooler. Drive me out of my gourd? That's gonna drive me into a gourd. It is Ashira. Hello, Damien. It's silly hours. Contrived? Uppies. Okay. Come on, there's gotta be room for a jack-o'-lantern over here. Come on. If you don't fit, I'm gonna be mad. Okay, you know what? Actually, sure. You stick here. If you're gonna be a bitch basket about it, you can go over there. There. How do you like that? Now... Must I? Oh, you want me to sell those? Oh, I could have made my life a lot easier if I just read the thing. I wish I had a brain cell. It has been a week, TM. There! Oh hey! The werewolf! Where should I put you, dude? Oh good. You count there. Okay. Why do I need armor? Wait, how many I need 2. Okay. Is there a spot where I can put them like flanking without it? Okay. Well, there's one. Is there another spot? If I there, it's not too much in the way. But sure, if I was being wrong. Oh, you mean the brain cells? It took me a shamefully long amount of time to understand what you were saying, Kit. I'm running on empty. Oh! Oh, this is cute. Here. Can you go over here for a sec? Thank you. Spookums! The ghost from the opening. Yeah. Some of my favorite spookums. So we were talking about this earlier. Is there now that there's a couple more folks here, is there a specific Scooby-Doo villain that that y'all remember best? Excuse me. Or I guess a favorite villain, maybe. Thank you. Finding spots to hang these is weirdly difficult. It's not a lot of wall room, I must say. Can you? No. Dang, it would look really nice there. Can you go on the front? No. Space Kook for me. Tar Monster and Captain Cutler. Oh man, that's true. Oh, the Tar Monster was fun. I mentioned it before, but for whatever reason, the robot that operates the theme park is one of the ones that sticks in my memory. Oh, was this where these were supposed to go? And I just didn't put 2 and 2 together. Maybe not. Well, maybe. Just placement's weird. Okay, yeah, that's a different zone. And it can be from any variant of Scooby-Doo. Not biggest fan of Scooby-Doo, not clear in the question. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. Not everybody is... it's not everybody's cup of tea. It's just something I grew up with. and really enjoyed. I did not, for what, I mentioned this earlier, but for whatever reason, the hypnotism episode made me quite uncomfortable. And I did not like those enemies one bit. Virus in the third movie is another favorite. He was technically the most powerful of the original movie villains, but he was also very comedic. Oh, that's true. He had such a fun design. No, he was delightful. Like, the movements and, like, the design itself were so good. I loved the witch's ghost, the actual witch's ghost, I thought was really cool. And I loved, even though they were the bad guys, I really did like the witches from, or the, you know, the bad guys from the zombie island. I thought they were really neat. I just got really upset when they started using the voodoo stuff on Scoob. And well, not, they didn't use voodoo stuff on them. When they started hurting Scooby and Jackie, that made me upset. Oh hey, somebody, you climbed out this window, did you? Oh, this is how he escaped. That knockdown thing over there. Now I remember from the snippet I caught from one of the newer Scooby-Doo cartoons, lava monster from Mount Etna. You know, that tracks for you, my dear, given that I know you like volcanoes and whatnot. In truth, I'm really only familiar with the enemies, or the, you know, the spooks from the OG series and What's New Scooby-Doo. I have not watched Mystery Inc., Scoob, Velma, like, pretty much anything since the 90s, or the early aughts. So, okay, so these are the public bathrooms. So the ones near the stage are definitely like dressing room specific bathrooms. Oh, this is another stage. Okay. I mean, this place definitely looks better than when we started. It's just, there's just still so much going on. Another Dracula? Why do you love Dracula so much? Why not some of the other villains? Give them a chance. Lost a battle in Titanfall because you saw the volcanoes. God, that's so... I'm sorry, Bridget, that's so real. That's so real of you. I respect you. I absolutely. There's been multiple times where I've gotten distracted by many things with like tiny, I will get distracted by tiny things. I'll get distracted by anything ice related because I think it's pretty, and I'll get myself killed in a game. They have basalt columns. That's so valid though. Basalt columns are cool as shit. Great, even more of these. Don't get me wrong, they're very cute, but finding a good spot to hang these is a little bit of a pain in the patoot. Oh hey, that rhymed. Oh yeah, ducks. Duckies. I can and will get myself killed over duckies in video games. Can, will, and have. Although, the last time I encountered a ducky, it didn't kill me. I mean, it did chomp me real hard, but it didn't actually kill me. I got killed by something else later on. In Repo, I mean. How many of these? 4. Okay. Quack. Go do the thing. So I love ducks, which is part of why I found it so very deeply funny that the crime scene cleaner is there's ducks in every single level. And I was sitting there like, this game was made for me. Like there's a museum, there's a room in the final longest level of the game. There is a oh, hello Froggo. Just a Froggo. We're the pumpkin. Sir, why do I have to put you around here? We don't need a chaperone. What was I saying? Before I got distracted like the goober I am. Oh yeah, duckies. Crime scene cleaner. There's rubber duckies in every single level. And in the final level, the museum level, there is a whole exhibit dedicated to duckies. I laughed so hard. It was delightful. Stains. Where stains? I thought I cleaned, like, everything. Oh, hello. There you are. Remember from that phantom puppeteer who scared everyone with realistic puppets? That was one of the free... Oh! Oh, wow. I think I had completely forgotten about that dude before you said something. Yeah, no, he was a piece of work. I should maybe look up a list of the Zambos. Or not Zambos, the the various enemies in Scooby-Doo. Yes, these are very unevenly spaced. Do I care? Well, yes, but do I care enough to fix it? No. Okay, where can this go where... I think no matter where I put this, it's gonna block it like a bastard. Good enough. Why do I need a crate? What's gonna be in the crate? Let's move party starts when people start getting crazy, they won't stay in place anyway. I mean, that's true. Oh. I'm a dummy. This is a pumpkin carving area. So y'all arrived well after I cleaned most of the place up, but this place was covered in like green slime and stuffs. So the whole shtick to this appears to be like the spooky fisherman. Spooky fisherman ghost. And we're cleaning up because there was a fish festival in this little area, and the dude showed up, and then everybody fled. So we are fixing it up to get rid of the mess, and then to, you know, as we're doing right now, decorate it for the Halloween thing. And this is like the little place where they're selling stuffs. How much of this is stolen? We just don't know. Scusi? Warn a hoe, please. There needs to be extra space on the table for those. Thank you. Goodness. Just bring out your fucking claymore. That's not a claymore. I don't know what it's called, but it's not a claymore. Maybe just a longsword. Okay, listen. You are insisting on bringing so many different weapons, and you need to be considerate of the people around you. We need to have... Okay, that's just a mace. You need to be considerate for the people around you. We need to have room to put these things on the table. Well, that's just a dagger. And... Ooh. Those blades are actually S-stock swords. Makes sense. How much slime? Like a Nickelodeon gag or Slimer after talk? Well, it was genuinely all over the place, so yes. Okay, we're just doing all of the witch stereotypes today. Looks like. So I actually have like both, I think Wolfsbane and Foxglove on my left tattoo, because I had my friend, I had the New Horizons crew, the folks I do Hatoful Boyfriend with. I had them, that group of friends, choose flowers for me, depending on the meaning of the flower language and what they wanted to represent their friendship with me, or like to have me wear, I guess, on my arm as like a talisman of good luck or whatever. And Jay and Anne chose both Foxglove and Nightshade, or was it Deadly? No, Foxglove and Wolfsbane, to basically mean fuck around and find out, as a, you know, in a way, warning against evil. S-stocks, if memory serves, are European blades meant for thrusting and penetrating armor. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. Oh man, trying to find... Now, see, this is why when I started this level, I should have gone section by section instead of just running around trying to clean everything. Because now, I don't exactly remember where I have been and where I have not. So, finding the spots I have not cleaned is going to be a bit of a challenge. Although, I haven't been in here before. Ah. Is there any spookums? That's concerning. Ah, I guess I should have guessed that there would be a mess up here too. There appears to be a mess on the top of every single one of these. I do like that this fairground is largely made out of very mobile things, though. Like much of it is made out of these freight containers. Yeah. Shipping containers, that's the word. jeez. There's so many of these to replace. Okay. Okay, so we're not done. Basically just fill in all the empty space. I think this space should have the seats. Because, like, it's a little too narrow for, whatchamacallums. Oh, what's the word? Picnic tables. What if I brought them up a little bit? It's a little bit wider. And then maybe you can go like this. You're still not a great spot, but can you? Thank you. Well, I suppose you would also be a good spot, but you can also just put you here. I'm not done yet. Why is it going 3 stars? Oh, I don't know why this music just reminded me of it. However, did any of the rest of y'all ever watch the Three Stooges thing? With the only characters in this were Scooby and Shaggy. Because they're going to, like, I think in this case it was a relative of... Oh, I don't remember which of them it was a relative of. Yeah, no, that one brought me so much joy. I definitely did not understand the whatchamacallums, like I did not understand all of the references to like the, oh, what's the famous Southern feud, the whatever's in the McCoys. I did not understand any of that, but I thought it was very funny. Pizza. It's good. Okay, I am missing... Oh, is it right over here then? Because I would be happy if that were the case. Hatfields and McCoys, but they had a different name in this. Trust me, I'm just related to McCoys, and I don't get it. Oh, excellent! I'm not alone then. Yeah, I fundamentally did not. I think at that age, because I first watched that when I was small. This was not something I had ever even heard of. That I even knew was a thing. Also, I am a little amused that you're distant related to those families, hon. But I'd rather feel like there must be a good chunk of the local population that is, no? Okay, I guess I'm done. Wait. Every level has secrets. Oh, I don't think I'm going to be able to figure that out. There's something to do with the security booth. But, I don't know how to fix it. Because, like, the puzzle in the first game was easy enough. Or not the first game, the first level was simple enough. I just had to find the password for the key and what something, but... Let me see, I'm gonna do a quick Google search or something and see what I can find. Sorry about the delay here, I'm just... Let's see, what was the name of this job? Oh, I am not going to be able to see it. guess that's the problem with playing a game relatively soon after release. Okay. Well, I must admit that I can't seem to find the secret info about this secret. And I would normally spend a little bit of time looking into this, but I am so tired. It has been a long week, and it's 1 o'clock. I'm usually in bed by now, so I think I'm just gonna end the level here. So sorry about that. I'm sure there was some kind of secret to do with like this and that, and actually, give me a sec. I don't think this is gonna change anything, but I want to see things closer. Okay, that doesn't do anything. Yeah, thank you guys so much for popping by tonight. I very much appreciate you. Let me go ahead and end this level properly, and we can look at the before and afters. By the way, there's Hex Girl stuff all over here. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. See photos and continue. I found some suspicious items. A fog machine and an item projector hidden in the bushes. I did notice those earlier. I knew it! Something is definitely fishy here. We're splitting the game up. Daphne, Velma, and I are headed to the Fisheries Museum, while Shaggy and Scooby, I guess they're already on a quest to look for tuna sandwiches. Thank you for your help! Yeah, sounds about right. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for popping by tonight. This was a ton of fun. Happy Halloween. Tomorrow night at 8 p.m.-ish, I'm going to be doing How to Full Boyfriend again with the rest of the crew. And... excuse me. And then we will see about next week. Let's see, who do we want to go say hi to tonight? Otterly's doing some Dead by Daylight, and this is their first time playing that, to my understanding. Happy Samhain. Speaking of Samhain, Samhain VT is doing a special Halloween event. Sam is doing the Night of Fright, and some stuffs. Orin Aloy is doing some repo. Luna is also doing repo. Do you folks have any preferences or any suggestions tonight? If not, I think I'm a little bit, oh, then again, this is Arlie's first time playing, GBD, so, let's go ahead and go send some support over to Arlie. They're an excellent bean. Yeah, guys, again, thank you so much for popping by tonight. I've been looking forward to this DLC since it was announced. So this was a lot of fun to play. It's cute. The levels are a lot longer than I expected, but I hope to play this again next week. But yeah, thank you again. Happy Halloween. Take care. Get some rest when you do. Thank you again for popping by. Take care. Stay safe. And until we talk again, have a good one. Now let's go say hi to Otterly.